Russell on a minutes restriction. He is making the most of his minutes thus far. 13 points in 6 minutes for D'Angelo Russell. And a whistle here against Brooklyn. He is going to go. That pass just clung to momentarily. Bobby rolled his ankle recently. And we're going to have another deflection out of bounds. And, you know, they'll try it again, Sarah.
Nice defensive possession here by the Nets. Let's say that much. Good denials.
And it finally results in a steal. There you go. Griffin finds Shamet. A little bit of a low pass. Shamet couldn't finish. That's out of bounds off Minnesota.
Turnovers, the second chance opportunities, but they will give you those same things at the other end.
Chioza, good look from 3. Couldn't hit it. To your point, Sarah, 7 turnovers already in this half for Minnesota. Russell, that was a difficult one, and Griffin was draped all over him.
Yeah, good switch, and nice job by Griffin.
Shamet with Chioza and Brown, along with Griffin and Jordan. Griffin gives it up underneath. Brown couldn't finish. Vanderbilt got a hand on it. Shamet now a chance, and he connects from through.
To the basketball. Minnesota does a nice job with their rim protection, but you can find areas to get those pop-outs.
Shamet on the long rebound. Minnesota is back. Chioza finds Griffin. Nice find. Chioza into the center of the lane. Brown able to finish that one. Had been 2 of 8.
Around the paint, just really everywhere on the floor. We had talked so much at length about his short roll and off those ball screens. Now it's just finding those open areas.
And Brown came for the steal and finished with the flush.
In there, because he too is a point guard. And I know James Harden has been the point guard, but just a lot of extraordinary play, let's say, in the backcourt by the Brooklyn Nets.
I think at least you could have, you know, players like that, had it not been for the contributions of players like Russell, of a coach like Kenny Atkinson, of the people who helped rebuild this, as Jordan reverses it down, all under, of course, the guidance and stewardship of Sean Marks and his basketball operations department.
An extremely long list. I mean, you haven't even added Ed Davis on the bench of the Minnesota Timberwolves. There were so many integral pieces, some that were putting up big numbers, others that were bringing a veteran experience. It was all a part of the building of the culture.
Of course, Harris carries the 3. He's in double figures, the first net to reach 10 points this afternoon. Griffin down the floor, beautifully thrown to his foot.
To see the Nets do such a nice job of those leak outs. Once the shot goes up, whoever is back there, and talk about the passes to get it ahead.
Jordan on the rejection. Here's Harris running, weaving, Brown kicking. Griffin had to look for a moment, and that's going to be kicked out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Nets.
What to do, different parts on the floor, and I think that's oftentimes where they talk about roles, they talk about positioning, they talk about fit, of knowing what to do when.
Harris hits. The Nets have a 23-point lead.
Think about the fact Minnesota closed that first quarter on an 8-0 run. This quarter, 16-1.
Yes.
Ooh.
Nice finish there. Chioza with the Nets running again. Swiftly down the floor for Brooklyn.
Still a lot of time left, obviously, but you like the start in the position you've put yourself in. Again, circling back to the concept of potentially how that impacts your game in Philadelphia tomorrow night.
Chioza fading away, splashes in the jump thus far from Brooklyn. Good movement here. Reed unable to hit. Harris the rebound. Brown tried to get it down the floor, and a last touch. Brooklyn.
The game evaluation on players playing tomorrow based on what things look like tomorrow morning, how bodies feel. You know, there may have been some question whether Kevin Durant would potentially not play today and play tomorrow in Philadelphia. And we talked about this in the pregame show. I think in some regard, to me, from my perspective, you want him to be in a flow, in a rhythm of when he's playing, how often he's playing. So considering the last time he played was Saturday night, rather than waiting 3 days in between, good to get him back on the court.
and take care of the first game first and then see where you're at. Edwards into the corner. Rubio, a three is good. Milwaukee right now. The Bucks had come storming back in the standings and then cooled off a little bit. Here's Durant separating. Couldn't finish that one. His first miss of the game. Durant started 3 for 3 from the floor. More good hands and deflections from the Nets defense. They've forced 8 turnovers in this first half. It's led to 11 Brooklyn points.
Really locked in.
Edwards spinning.
His raised his level of play, his production and scoring and efficiency. But thus far, the Nets have done a nice job at forcing him to have tough shots.
Durant fouled on the floor by Reed in the second half of the season, getting downhill more consistently, also shooting better as Harris misses on the three. Rebound taken by Edwards. His field goal percentage up about 7 percentage points since the All-Star break as Chiozza came up with a steal that I think took a knee. And Claxton on the other. Now Nets with Shamet, Chiozza, Harris, Claxton, and Durant. The 5 on the floor. Minnesota with Okogie, McDaniels, Edwards, Russell, and Vanderbilt. As Vanderbilt is after Ryan Saunders was let go earlier this season. The longtime highly acclaimed assistant coach for multiple franchises in this league, Chris Finch. Durant, the quick turn and the connection.
Eventually works his way back to the middle of the floor. Kevin Durant, what more could you ask for?
Russell couldn't finish, but... And a foul on the floor here against Minnesota. Harris, a good look, and a hit. 15 first. D'Angelo Russell is trying to... Had to forego the rest of that activity to get open. Couldn't hit. Nice box out from Shamet.
Excellent box out.
Shamet wide open. Connects on a three.
Whether you believe, get to the other end, find his hot hand.
Edwards splashes it. Nets 7 of 15 from 3 in this first half. Shamet, another look, another make. Landry Shamet now 11 points in 11 minutes off the bench. He has 3 threes.